Hello and welcome to Something for the Weekend with me, Kathie Griffiths.
Me, Fiona Scott.
Me, Ellis Butcher.
And me, Stephen Day.
Hello,
everybody.
Hello.
Hey, I think we could have a guest star on one of our shows coming up soon, except I don't really know what he would say. I don't know if he would say much, and I don't actually know what kind of noise he would make. But this is Oban's new kid on the block. He's got a very fine pair of whiskers and some very cute paws. Anyone know who I might be talking about?
Oh, I saw the picture.
Have you seen?
He's gorgeous.
He is gorgeous. I'm not talking about Ellis or Steevie either, folks, just in case you're wondering. Oh, of course they're gorgeous. Of course they're gorgeous. But no, this is a little sort of cheeky chap called Ollie of Dunolly, and he's actually a dog otter. Now, he's been causing a little bit of a sensation down in the town because people have been out for their daily exercise, strolling along the esplanade, and they've been noticing this otter who doesn't seem to be that bashful, actually. He's quite happy to have his snacks from the sea and scamper about the seaweed and being watched, although we wouldn't encourage people getting too close to him. But yeah, he's lots of people are stopping by and he's really making people smile. So he's lifting spirits in lockdown. So there we go. So have you seen him? Have you been out? Have you spotted this chap yet?
I have been. Do you know what? I have been desperately looking for this otter for weeks now, and
he's seen you first, Alice. Done a runner. Sorry, carry on.
Camera poised. Never seen him yet.
Maybe you're going at the wrong time.
All times of the day, I've been out there. Because I told my dad about it in the Orkneys. He's very into nature and wildlife and such like. And he was absolutely thrilled by this story of Ollie of Dunolly.
And of course, it's very sweet because Martin's Monday Club, they heard people talking about this otter and heard about how it was sort of, cheering people up at what's been quite a difficult time. So they did a little competition asking children to come up with a name for the otter and to tell them about how they felt about, what was so great about being outside and how much it sort of cheers them up. So the winner was a 3-year-old called Romy, and she said, Ollie of Dunolly. So, and they even had an entry all the way from Australia. So you see how far the Oban Times stretches. We're just like worldwide, aren't we?
We're global. We're going global, aren't we, Stevie?
We've always been global, Ellis. We're just more global.
Oh, dear. So, and we had good news, didn't we? Sort of about lockdown being lifted eventually. April time, roll on the end of April.
Well, there seems to be a roadmap there, but there's as yet, we don't know where we're going, but it's definitely better than it was this time last week. There is more light at the end of the tunnel.
I think the brakes, shall we say, the brakes are coming off lockdown a little bit, but not entirely.
It's trying to hold us back a little bit because I know certainly down in England there's talks of some of the big festivals happening, and that's really, really exciting because I'm so missing live music and so missing festivals. But I don't know, I just can't quite see these big festivals happening yet. I don't know. But anyway, whatever happens, it's going to be better than it is now. So I'm going to look forward to it. I might even have a bit of a wardrobe sort out.
No, steady, Kathie.
You mean you haven't done it yet?
For nights out. And I can't even get into my wardrobe. Honestly, like nothing is hung up. It is just like piled, chucked, because I'm only wearing about 2 different items. One on, one in the wash, and then put the other thing back on. I could have anything in there.
What's lurking at the back of your wardrobe?
Yeah. Hey, Alice, you've got 20 coats to wear, haven't you?
I think it's 25.
Have you been shopping?
Oh, dear.
I've always liked having a selection of jackets and coats for every occasion, shall we say. I was actually looking online at some. Oh, that looks quite nice. I quite fancy that. I think it's to encourage me to get out more. I'm not sure it works, to be honest. But...
Oh, well, hopefully we'll soon be all going out somewhere.
Stevie's missing out here because us three are all working at home, so we get away with wearing our pyjamas every day of the week. But he's always so smart in his shirt and tie, so he hasn't reduced his cell to our level yet, clothes-wise.
Yeah, but we're only seeing the top half of him, remember?
I can assure you it all matches. I tend to find that driving in your pyjamas is frowned upon And I mean, I assume maybe frowned upon by the police, but also, wear a mask in Tesco. I don't think they recommend wearing jammies.
Mind you, there's not much difference. Some pyjamas are quite nice, actually.
Well, you see, I tend to call them, I think I've said this before, they're not pyjamas, they're comfies. And I have started taking my dog a walk in my comfies.
Standard slipping fee, that's all I can say.
And I do actually drive in them. Not if I've got to go out. If I'm going to Tesco's, I do put proper clothes on. But if
Put
I'm
your dressing gown on.
If I'm taking Malcolm up to
cover up.
If I'm taking Malcolm up to the bus stop, and on one occasion I did go into the pink shop in Benderloch with my comfies on. To pick up some milk.
It's lockdown, you're allowed.
And that's what I thought, Ellis.
So, next, another thing I was thinking about. See, you do this in lockdown, don't you? Your mind starts whirring. It's going to be International Women's Day coming up on March the 8th. So I was trying to think, so many women who've done amazing things in their life. Who's my hero? Anyway.
Did you come to a conclusion? Or are you just leaving that open and out there?
I'm leaving it open, but there was quite a few people. And then I thought, actually, I'm quite pleased with what I've done in my 54 years, soon to be 55 years. So, so I'm declaring that I am my own hero. In fact, I've actually got a mug saying, be your own hero on it. So there you go. Anyone whose hero isn't themselves, fee.
Well, I had quite a few, stretching a wide variety of people and influential ladies. At the moment, it's got to be Jane Godley. She only came onto our radar last year, really, when she started doing her hilarious voiceovers on Nicola Sturgeon's Daily Brief speeches. And she says herself that she's the First Minister's anger translator, which I thought was brilliant. And that she's done such a fantastic job of putting a smile on our faces, but she's still getting those all-important messages across. So, yeah, she's definitely mine at the moment. What a girl.
Good one.
What about you, Stevie?
So many. I would have to say
your wife.
I could say all of you. There's just I'm just going to stop talking now. There's no way I'm going to get out of trouble now. Thanks, Ellis. Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
And my grandmother. Now, two completely different people. They never met.
That was going to be next week's front page.
Well,
Stevie.
That would have been absolutely amazing. But no, my grandmother, for all the things that she taught me and all the mischief that we got up to, and Michelle Obama just because of what she does. And she inspires women and young girls as well as men. But I think she's just incredible.
Yeah, good one, Stevie.
Wait for it. Ellis's turn now.
Well, I was gonna mention a couple of female reporters actually. So I was going to mention.
It's us. It's not, is it? It's going to say something horrid now.
Kate Adie.
Oh yes.
Yes.
And
okay.
Veronica Gurion were up there. Veronica Gurion worked for the Irish Times, and she kind of took on the Dublin underworld. Tragically, actually. And also there's a female footballer that you probably won't have heard of, I don't think, called Ada Hegerberg. She's Norwegian, and she's kind of like a leading light in women's football. She's an incredible player, incredible athlete as well. And she's been doing a lot of really good work about trying to get parity within the game for women, which I entirely agree with. So yeah, Ada Hegerberg, look her up on YouTube. She's a brilliant player as well.
Well, there we go. So there you are, folks. You can think, who's your hero for International Women's Day? Something for you to think about over the weekend.
Kathie, I think we'll have to send one another a message on International Women's Day, because these blokes are obviously we've slipped under the radar somewhere.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I was chatting to a lovely lady earlier this week, Moira Dunlop, mum of Joy Dunlop, presenter, wonderful singer. Oh, she also does the weather as well. So I was chatting to Moira Dunlop, who has brought back the Taynuilt Ceilidhs. They should have been 90 years old last year, and they were just about to have their big birthday bash when lockdown struck. So they've still got the cake. loads of booze in it, so it hasn't gone off. So at some point, people will be able to have a slice. But last weekend, it was the first online ceilidh that they did, and I wanted to catch up with her to find out how it went. So she mentions a chap called Simon at the start of the interview as well. And this is Simon Thumeyer from Hands Up for Trad. So he's a real whiz in that kind of world, and he's had a big part to play in bringing it into homes worldwide. So let's listen to the little chat we had. Hi, Moira.
Hello, Kathie.
Hello. So you've had your very first official online Taynuilt Ceilidhs.
We did, and it was just a lovely night. A bit like ourselves trying to get on here, we had some internet problems at the start, but I think everything, I mean, Simon and Joy were like the proverbial swans, paddling like mad underneath, but looking quite happy on top. So I did say to Joy, how had it been for Simon? She said, he looks just now as if he's been hit by a bus. So I think they maybe had the hardest bit, but it was absolutely lovely. We had, do you want me to tell you who was in the ceilidh?
Why not? Why not? Go ahead.
We started off, well, we should have started off with Scott on the pipes, the full pipes, and later on he went, Scott Wood, he was playing small pipes and he was doing whistle and playing with, and his wife was also there playing, Mary Marwick. She's a lovely fiddler, so they did some duets for us. We had, for singers, we had started off with Nicola Pearson, all the way from Lewis. Then we had Ronnie Murray, also from Lewis. And we had Wilma Kennedy. They're all really well known, these singers, and they're the type who've done so well at the Mod. Nicola Pearson's a silver pendant winner and the winner of the Learners Trad. Ronnie Murray's a gold medalist, and Wilma is a double gold medalist and traditional gold medalist. We had Grant McFarlane on the box. And have I got anyone else? No, I think that's everyone that was in the programme. And it was just a lovely, lovely night. The choice of music they gave us, the songs they gave us were just lovely. And I know all the singers particularly were really worried because it's been a year at least for any of them to be singing anywhere. And they did us proud. They did us proud. It was just lovely. And their selection of songs was lovely. We had a great audience with folk from Lewis, right down to London, to out to Australia. We had folk apparently from Canada and America as well. So we had a lovely audience, and the comments that they were putting in as the evening was going on, really encouraging.
Of course, I suppose that's one of the things about lockdown. Although it's brought its miseries and problems and woes, in a way, it has brought an opportunity, I suppose, for the Taynuilt Ceilidhs to go even further and bring in the audience and you know, artists from all over. So it's really opening doors, hasn't it?
It has. I think this has been one of the surprises. I mean, it's not just us. It's, you know, other organisations like churches and things are very much doing this, is using online that we would never have thought to do. And actually, I found myself thinking this morning, if this virus had happened 10 or 20 years ago, we would have been very much the poorer, because we've been able to have concerts, we've been able to speak to people, we've been able to FaceTime people, watch folk, have Zoom meetings, and we couldn't have done that. That technology, I don't think, would have been available then. So yes, COVID's, well, it's not something we would wish to have, but there have been opportunities and openings, and I think folks' ingenuity is just great at what they've been able to come up with.
Of course, just before the first lockdown, the Taynuilt Ceilidhs were about to celebrate their 90th birthday. And I think, was it literally the day before the big 90th?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Ceilidh, you were organising. You've had a cake. You've had a cake.
Yeah. We've still got a giant cake that one of our committee members, Mary, made a beautiful cake. It took Sandy and I, two of us, to humph it up the stairs here to get it in the house, and it is still here. And Mary assures me there's enough preservative, shall we call it, in it, that it should still be edible. But we do have things here, and it was such a disappointment because we had a terrific programme of folk who've supported the Ceilidhs, been involved with the Ceilidhs since they were young, for that night. But it's one of these things, it just couldn't happen.
And look, at some point, we'll all be able to get back in the one room together, I'm sure. But for the time being, you've got another 5 of these Ceilidhs, online Ceilidhs lined up.
In fact, I've just discovered the next one, through unforeseen circumstances, isn't going to be the date that we were telling everybody. We're going to have it on the Friday, the 12th of March. So it's Friday, the 12th of March, and because of unseen circumstances, unforeseen, I should say, we didn't know this was going to happen. So it's going to be the 12th of March. I just found this out last night, so I'm going to be phoning around the artists today to just double check that that's still all right with them. But hopefully it is, because we've got another super programme lined up for the next time.
And that's, people can get onto these Ceilidhs by going to your Facebook page.
Yes, and well, what I found the easiest way for me, if I just typed in the Taynuilt Ceilidhs, it wasn't coming up. But if you type in facebook.com/ and then this is all lowercase letters, the Taynuilt Ceilidhs, all one word, that should get you in. I even get into it, and I really am not.
There you go.
Yeah.
So can you give us just a little bit of an inkling who, as long as they can make it on the 12th of March, who's going to be there performing?
Yeah, can do that. Thank you. We're going to have a really, really talented family of musicians from Oban, the Garvin family. So we've got Callum Garvin, who will be playing, I hope, pipes and accordion. We've got Joni and Michael, mum and dad, who everybody knows. Michael's a wonderful box player and teacher. And we've got Joni, who's just her playing on the fiddle's just gorgeous. And again, she is very good at helping young people, a super teacher herself. We've got their daughter, Anna, who plays keyboard and fiddle. And we've got Sarah, who's the youngest. And Sarah, I just found out not that long ago, is the most beautiful singer. So Sarah's going to be giving us a couple of songs. We've got Mod Gold medalist, traditional winner, Katrina Watt, who's living in Glasgow now, originally a Lewis girl, but she's living in Glasgow now, and Raymond Bremner, who lives up in Thurso. So again, Raymond's a gold medalist as well. And so that'll be a super night. Very experienced singers, Katrina and Raymond. So they've been at the Ceilidhs, so it'll be just lovely to see them again.
Fantastic. A night to look forward to.
It is. It is. The only thing we can't supply is the baking. But Joy gave plenty warning the last time, and we did see folk had wee libations standing by just ready to be lifted and imbibed. So yeah, it was a nice night. And again, because it was actually a pretty stormy, wet night, it was one of these nights. It was actually lovely to be in the cozy and the warm. And some folk were saying that I don't know if I would have actually gone out to the Ceilidh. So we were kind of feeling ourselves like that a bit ourselves, going, ooh, aren't we glad that we could do this from the house here? So yeah, hopefully we'll get the audience again to, and maybe even more, to join with us.
And that's March the 12th.
Yes, Friday, March the 12th, 7:30 again. And we'll just hopefully get right in there and, have a really good night again.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for your time, Moira.
Thank you. We finally got there.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Bye.
There we go. Date for your diary. Friday, March the 12th, 7:30. The Taynuilt Ceilidhs on Facebook. It's free. It's free.
I'll be tuning in. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, something to look forward to. So should we continue the music theme? Fiona, do you have an offering?
Yeah, so we have on the music front, we're moving away from the trad this week a wee bit, but we have something really quite exciting. This is a premiere for something for the weekend. We've got Lewis singer-songwriter Willie Campbell, who's been reconnecting with his roots since leaving 90s indie pop band Astrid in 2004. So he's moved back to Lewis and he's been working on some collaborations and his own music there. And he's admitted himself that he got kind of fed up with the big city life in Glasgow. And although he really enjoyed touring with Astrid, he got fed up with that as well, and he's growing out of it a wee bit. So he's releasing a new album this month called Soundtrack to the Life We Leave Behind. And before the album comes out, the title track of the album is going to release that. So that'll be, I think it's 26th of March. That's coming out. And it's a reflection on the time he spent away from the island. So let's have a listen.
Don't feel myself. It's so easy to be overwhelmed by impossible standards we place upon ourselves. I like to be alone, but I know I can't do that too long, 'cause the merry-go-round comes to life with the echoes and threads, the tangling mess of that half-lived time. Life we leave behind, and the soundtrack's playing in my mind. So turn around, walk back home, sit on a silver-plated throne. Your memories like TV in your mind, and the soundtrack to the life. And mumbling I wouldn't do it again. I've been to nowhere, so I understand how life falls apart in your hands. And the song in my breath died in my chest and came out as a sigh. There's a life we leave behind, and the soundtrack's playing in my mind. So turn around, walk back home, sit on a silver-plated throne. Your memories like TV in your mind, and the soundtrack to the life we leave behind. To the life we leave behind. To the life we leave behind. To the
So there you go. You heard it here first, folks. That's Willie, and I've got to say a big thanks to Willie for passing that on to us and allowing us to use it.
That's an incredible sound. Love it.
It's very catchy, isn't it? Very catchy. they call it earworms when you can have that tune in your head all day.
It's a catchy chorus. It's we'll be singing that all day.
We will.
Isn't it good to hear a song as well where you can actually hear the lyrics and someone has thought about the lyrics?
Ellis, you're getting old. That's what old people
Getting on my
start to say.
getting on my hobby horse.
You mean it doesn't just sound like noise, Ellis? Is this what you're
It
saying? It's
doesn't
just not just
sound
noise.
like noise.
What are they saying? What are they
Hear what they're
saying?
saying. I have reached that age.
Oh dear.
I think
We're going to be in rocking chairs.
I was like that 25 years ago. Don't worry about it. This is nothing new for me.
So we go from song words, don't we, Ellis?
Well done, Willie. Well done, Willie. Willie Campbell. Check it out.
So we go from song words to, have you got a word of the week for us, Ellis?
Have I? Is it my turn this week?
Very definitely.
Oh dear. Right, I've got a word for you. How about this one?
He's making it up.
He's Googling as we speak. Is there a Scottish word to Google?
Clam Jaffrey.
That sounds Welsh. Clan Jaffrey.
Clam Jaffrey. And outside, there was a fierce Clam Jaffrey.
Is it something to do with wind?
Commotion? Argument?
Ooh, I've got the Scots on it. They don't know.
I've never heard this one.
Come on, Fee.
I have no idea.
Clam Jaffrey. Do you want to know what it means? It's a bit of a description of us. It's
That could be anything.
Oddballs.
Careful.
it's a mob or a vulgar crowd. Clam Jaffrey, a mob or a vulgar crowd.
How do you
heard it
spell
here
that,
first.
Ellis?
So it's CLAM for mother, Jamfrey. Sorry, I've been saying it wrong.
Oh, Clam Jaffrey, of course.
Clam
Yes, that makes all the
Jaffrey.
difference.
God, if you said that in the first place, Ellis.
Well, there we go. Indeed. So that's all we have time for this week. As always, we love hearing from you. So get in touch with your news, comments, photos, or even just to say hello by emailing us on somethingfortheweekend@obantimes.co.uk or contact us through the Oban Times Facebook or Instagram. You can read our stories online at www.obantimes.co.uk and you can subscribe to our page Turning Digital Edition there as well. And of course, you can just nip out and buy a copy from the shops. So until next time, it's goodbye from me, Kathie Griffiths.
Bye from me, Fiona Scott.
Goodbye from me, Ellis Butcher.
And goodbye from me, Stephen Day.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.